Good morning, everybody. We thank you for coming to this virtual roundtable. This is our second episode of the AgriTalk, and our focus this morning, as you well know, is horticulture in agri-food, in agri and food production. So we want to set the ball rolling this morning, and we would like to call on Michael Kadiri, the CEO of AIP BOESS, to give us a short intake of why we are here, what the ambitions are, what we're trying to achieve, and just let us know what we're doing here. Michael.
Thank you, Titilola, for the introduction. I want to first thank all our panelists. Guillermo, thank you so much for joining us again. And of course, big thank you to my colleague, Santiago, for being here again. So we're here to talk about water. When it comes to agriculture and food production and food processing, we think that the most important ingredient is water. So I thought that I'd give a little preamble before we get into the bonnet of why we're here today. So one important fact is that only 6% of cultivated land in Nigeria is irrigated. That's only 6%. And it gives you an idea of what is left to do, that there is a huge gap between where we are now and where we ought to be. We also know that from World Bank studies that irrigation helps to double the production per unit of land when you compare to rain-fed agriculture. So where we irrigate cultivated land, we can expect to at least double the output. So it's not only a big ingredient, it's a big opportunity when farmers consider their projects, and also when food manufacturers consider their inputs. So why are we not irrigating more? Some of the reasons that we hope to discuss today are including financing. So farming projects and some food producers think that they will take the shortcut. They think that there is a money issue. Hopefully we will prove today that it's been penny wise, pound foolish. So largely it's a pity that in Africa, when we talk about the green revolution, they talk about soil, seedlings, and fertilizers. And those inputs are really important. But what we don't talk about is the other important ingredient, which is water. And that's why at the AIMAT company, we were very keen to collaborate with a partner like AZUD, a world-class manufacturer, to introduce what we term solutions into the Nigerian market, so that we're not just selling boxes of products, we are actually selling solutions to our prospects and our customers. When it comes to food, we know that most food businesses will be thinking about sustainable and profitable potable water into their projects. And they will also be thinking about something that we don't talk about much, which is managing wastewater, because that's also important when it comes to food production. So treating your industrial plant water for food and beverages offers a number of advantages. It allows for reusable water supply, which reduces overall raw water intake. It helps you to get into producing better products, so your end products will be better quality if you use high-grade potable water. And then importantly, it reduces your production costs, which means improved profits. And our subsidiary company, the AIMAT company, we've launched AZUD in Nigeria. And we're excited about that because AZUD's water solutions for agriculture and for food production are truly world-class. And we know that if businesses are looking to get into world-class projects and produce world-class food, then they need world-class water. And that's what the AIMAT company and AZUD is preferring for the Nigerian market.
Now, a lot of people are convinced that water is, if not the most important first step, must have, should set components for any production process, whether from cultivation to production, either in the agri or food processing sector. From what Michael has said, we understand the fact that we've considered on many things. We know that water is important, but are we planning for water? Are we looking at water as an intrinsic and a valuable and the most important resource that we should really, really give more attention to in our water and agri and food culture? Please go ahead.
So I think in terms of my experience in the hospitality business, having done, some time with Chicken Republic, for each of the stalls, in the past, we had to have a water treatment. Because, it's critical. There's no gainsaying that, water is life. Water, most of our body is made up of water. But most importantly, in a food processing situation, if the water is not right, the quality of your product is not going to be right, leaving away, the contamination side of things. As a microbiologist myself, we do place the importance on water. Now, in terms of just food and what we do, we do ice cream. Much so that in terms of ensuring that even some of our customers, because we do a lot of B2B, most of them end up buying bottled water to make ice cream. So not having the right water, apart from the quality and food safety aspects, there's also a cost implication by not having that in place. So I think water is essential. It is extremely tough to get good quality water. It's also dependent sometimes on where your factory is located. Because in some places, if for example, you're on the island and you're digging boreholes, and sometimes the quality of the water and the treatment that you have to put in may be quite expensive. So I know people cut corners, but it is critically important. And that's where there's probably a lot of incidences of typhoid, because there's food and waterborne in Nigeria. So you get a lot of employees saying, they've been treated for typhoid, or they're going to be treated for typhoid. So it is critical that water standards are maintained, not just in terms of at the beginning, but also constantly checked to make sure nothing has affected it. And that's not just microbial. We're also talking in terms of minerals, iron sediments. So I guess that's all I have to say at this point. I hope that is useful. And I'm sure I'll be called on if there's anything else to comment.
Based on what Mr. Ogunrinde has said, what makes AZUD, your irrigation and filtration system, unique and important and worth looking at this point in Nigeria, particularly knowing our challenges and West Africa at large? Can you just speak into that?
Nice to meet you, Tunde. This is our first time together. I'm totally agree with you in terms of the quality of water. Water is determined in the moment of the production process and the food process. No, at the moment that somebody is going to eat something or in the process mixed with water, it is very important the quality of it and how he has made. Okay, the first step is knowing very good which is the quality of water that we have, how making an analysis of the water. And another important point that we have to know is the purpose of this water. It is not exactly the same treat the water for some specific crop, okay, in the production chains that we can deal with many factors in the water, not so important, just to go ahead with the production, that at the moment that we have to start to consume this water, is not exactly the same. The potable plant or potable water than another that is going to be reclaiming or destinated for landscape or parks or wherever, no? This is very important. For example, another point is we have a contaminated river. We can treat this water, we can use it again for the agriculture, and then we can put it again inside of the river, no? And go ahead. In this point, we are cleaning a little bit the river, we are using the water, we are treat it and put it again to finish the cycle of the river and go directly to the sea. About the technologies, everything depends on the question. We have technologies for every step of the chain, okay? We have technologies for the beginning and the production, and we have technologies, for example, for make ice creams. Difference is huge. So until now, we can go deep depending of the task and the purpose of the water and the purpose of the food and the purpose of the agriculture too.
What is the unique selling point of your irrigation and filtration systems?
About irrigation and filtration depends, again, I back with the same question, depends of what we have between hands and the purpose of everything, okay? It's, for example, it's not exactly the same. Take the water from a borehole, and this borehole is plenty of iron, manganese, or maybe fluor, okay? And we are going to use the water of this borehole for drink or for industrial site. Imagine, for example, industrial site. We have iron, manganese, or we have fluor, okay? And we want to make industrial site for just food, for food production. What is happening? We need several technologies, starting with a filtration for remove some particles, for example, that we have in the borehole. Maybe we have to put another type of media for remove the fluor or the manganese and iron, possible. They can be calcium or media of calcium or zeolite pyrolusite. After that, we can speak about reverse osmosis, if it's necessary. Depends of the salt content, or depends of the content of dissolved solid that we have inside of the water, or not. Okay, and until this moment, we have many technologies to add for the different purposes, okay? In this case, for example, we want to manufacture ice cream or any type of juice, okay? Mango juice, for example. We have to treat the water, the juice, the fruits, and etc. And we take the water, as I said, for a borehole. Depends of the content of the elements that we have inside of the borehole in the final part of the process, we will start to implement some type or another of the technology, of our technology. In this case, for industrial side. In the other one, in case, for example, for irrigation, we have a borehole, plenty of sand. We can put just a screen filter at the beginning of our pump station to carry on or to go ahead with the irrigation without any other problem. At the moment, for example, like is happening in Senegal, boreholes in Senegal are plenty of iron, okay? The solution in this case will be the next. Should be borehole, pumping the water from the borehole, we put it inside a reservoir. Inside of the reservoir, we can add some oxygenate the water, not like a bubbles. Blah, 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 blah. With this, what is happening? The iron pass. It starts the oxidation of the iron. In this point, we start to reduce the quantity of dissolved iron in water, and we can remove this iron with a disc filtration, no? Why? Because we have small particles of iron, for example, 100 micron or 50 micron, that we are able to remove this. Maybe with this, we are able to remove the quantity of iron inside of the water that is going to be useful for our agriculture crops, our banana plantation, for example. Okay, if with this solution is enough, we can go ahead with the disc filtration. If this solution is not enough, we will need another point, technological point, like a media, zeolite, the solid is going to retain the rest, or the pyrrolocite is going to retain the rest of the iron in the water.
Thank you. So what I'm hearing you say is that for you at AZUD, it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's a bespoke. We know we take our time in AZUD to understand the problem, to understand the situation, to understand what the client is trying to achieve, and we do tailor-made solutions to even whether it is small, whether it is big.
We are the AIMAT Company. We offer agri-infrastructure, mechanization, and technology solutions from some of the world's most advanced research and development manufacturers. Partnering with the likes of AZUD of Spain, representing the water crop trade from Talyal in Israel, amongst others. The AIMAT Company is determined to propel agriculture and food production in Africa's largest economy. The AIMAT Company, agricultural inputs that matter.
If people already have machineries that they already have set up and they're having challenges with it, is AZUD and with the kind of equipment and solutions that we have able to still kind of repair and maintain other machineries in a way that would also be able to migrate them eventually to the AZUD brand?
First is to know what they have, okay, and what is happening there in their exploitations, in their industrial, whatever. And another point is check what kind, yes, exactly, what kind of products. Maybe we have to remove it. We don't have, these are not general spare parts for maintain another products of another company. Maybe it's better to remove everything and put it a new solution on it. Maybe depends of the solution, depends of the machine that you have over there, and etc. I think that every company works with a specific model or a specific spare parts or whatever. We can not do as another type of plant, okay, put our filters there or our reverse osmosis or something like this, because we are working with one partner and maybe this plant is working with another different partner. It's not going to connect, okay? And apart from that, when we do an invest of the amount of money that can cost one station like this, comes with a warranty, it comes with spare parts, and comes with training, and comes with many other things that the special manufacturer of one special plant is going to pursue, is going to follow in, and is going to make these things. If they don't, they have a problem, because we do that, okay? That's why we like to join with special people, the specialist people, and technological people, in contractors in every country for do this type of job. We cannot go directly to Nigeria to put a solution, but we can do it in remote. For example, if it's software, we can put the code in your Nigeria plant and see what is happening over there. Okay, the fail is the code 142, okay, and okay, this tool is this one. I send it to you, you change, and we can work, and it's going to work normal, no? Depends of the situation. If it's a manual filter, a small manual filter, this filter, for example, in the plantations, is going to be easy. The cartridge of the filter, the AZUD cartridge of the filter, are not joined with another company cartridge of the filter. Why? Because probably we are bigger than the rest, okay? So what is happening here? Changing one for another one. Depends of the situation.
We thank you very much, Guillermo. We would like to take a quick break.
Welcome to AZUD. A company dedicated to the efficient use of water. We are a 35-year-old ongoing project oriented to the future and to innovation. Together with the AIMAT Company, our Nigerian authorised partner, we want to give you plenty of reasons to join a true revolution in the culture of water. At AZUD, we behave like water, we feel like water, we are water. This culture of water is imprinted in our DNA, evolving as part of our strength of investigation and innovations until it makes us become one of the pioneer and leading companies in the industry. Water is movement, so are we. Our impulse is investigation, research, production, development and technology applications for the efficient management of water. Water is more and more scarce, and we treat it as that because we manufacture micro-irrigation, verti-irrigation and filtration water systems which favour agriculture's sustainability and energy. Water runs through the entire planet, just like us, because our technology solutions are present in more than 100 countries worldwide and now in Nigeria. Water makes our future and our children's future possible, and so do we. Because we are a company committed to our environment and a company which supports scientific development, collaborating with many important research centres and universities. Water falls, runs and trickles without rest until it goes where it wants, just like us. Because we are a team committed and capable of strengthening an efficient management of water at an international level. AZUD is a leading company in its industry. It's not by coincidence, it's due to its people. An experienced and motivated human group, young and innovative, committed to the environment, registering new patents and solutions, and of course open to the world, international and multicultural. We are just like you, professionals who have taken the opportunity to develop their careers in a solid company, with tremendous growth possibilities, international mobility and industry specialization. Always with a clear mission, connected by impulse to the change in the agriculture of the future and of our planet. We are the culture of water, and we want to continue flowing to change the world. It's a passionate challenge. We invite you to join us.
Welcome back to AgriTalk, the virtual roundtable. And given what AZUD is bringing in, what's your take on it? Is it a welcome development or what?
Okay, thanks for that. Certainly what AZUD and IMAT are doing certainly will raise the bar. And also, what it might end up doing is if people know that these are the companies behind. So it's almost, where almost a seal of certification, knowing that, okay, that's the company behind the water in this premises or in this great facility or in this manufacturing plant. I think it will give people a sense of confidence because honestly, the importance of water cannot be understated. It is challenging, and if it's bespoke, being able to decide, the water that is required, or the quality and the standards for a process, if the system or the processes are able to identify and give that solution in a bespoke manner, then I think, yes, they have something that they have to offer people. It's certainly worth a trial. I'm really looking forward to engaging with them even more deeply across the system. And I know quite a lot of the food premises in the food value chain will be looking forward to hearing from them to say what they can offer better than what is currently available. But I think the other point is really around, no one is talking about the sustainability of the water because, it's not a resource that will be here forever if it's not well recycled and managed. So I think sustainability, I'm sure they may also have something that takes care of that, which may give them a competitive advantage in the market as well for those who are interested in such.
In the area of investing in water, because this is what I think that the end game is that there's a need for us to invest in water for better quality of life. Where should we be tilting to? Who are the people that should be taking this decision critically and actually determining what happens in terms of the better quality of life that we should have, we should run for as a country, as a business environment, when it comes to water, sustainability, like you said, and of course the systems that is required.
Yeah, so it's who should be interested. I think we're all stakeholders in life, and for future generations, and even for those who are around. So it's an investment that one has to make. I'm fortunate to live in an estate where the water is treated and it's good. But even at that, sometimes you will still question whether the quality is consistently good. Everybody requires water to borrow our local, FELA. Water has no enemy. We don't but have a choice than to just look for good quality. I mean, if you're in traffic and you see a bottle of water that you're not sure about the source, you will probably pick the ones, without advertising other brands here, you will probably pick the ones that you're very familiar with and you have a sense of brand equity or trust. That's how important water is, and I'm sure everybody does that. So you wouldn't buy just by price sometimes. You will buy based on brand. And I think if AZUD and AIMAT are able to put a brand out there that can give people confidence that the end product that is coming out is great, then I think it's good. But we're all stakeholders. Water has no enemy. So yes.
Thank you. I will take my cue from that. Water, we know we are top brands, but are we price friendly? Are people able to say, oh yeah, these big guys, we are able to afford whatever it is they're bringing to the table? Ulamo, please.
The question is exactly what it is the quality of the water at the end of the chain, quality of the water for depending of the purpose. Yes. Another thing that I took note about it is the sustainability. Water is not forever, but yes, okay. There is no end of the cycle of the water. This is something that I learned with some time. No, the water is in continuous flow in one state or another. And another interesting point is, no matter the contaminator is the river, no matter the contaminator is the sea, no matter the contaminator is the borehole. Okay, it matters because it's wrong, but we can clean this, and we can clean and we can transform to a high quality water. We are going to lose part of this water in the way, but we can transform and we can convert in high quality water. And not with chemical states and something like this, just with physical states, trespassing one filter after another type of filter after another one. We can convert this type of water. For example, here in Murcia, we are in the driest, one of the driest zone in some areas in Europe. And we have a contaminated river. What we do with this? We put it inside of a treatment plant. We start to move the water and we put it again into the road of the river. No, we try to clean this river. At the moment that this river reaches to the sea, it's going to reach as clean as possible. So, in terms of sustainability, I can tell that exactly, and the water has no enemy. I'm agree with that. About the quality of the products at the end of the chains, I back exactly at the same position. Is we need to know what is the quality at the end of the chains, and we are going to design and work to reach this point. Okay, just applying the technology and the standards of every type of food or every type of products.
Thank you for that, Ulamo. We have solutions to to impact your business and to make it what it should be. We are the water people. Water is life to us and it's sustainable. We've had that from Mr. Ogunrinde with Ulamo, and that water has no enemy. I'm going to ask Santiago to please speak to us quickly before we take our questions to round up.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, just like Michael said, we have from AIP BOESS and our subsidiary, the AIMAT company, we have started a line of work and a line of planning towards all our initiatives, covering every single aspect of the solutions that we will be able to offer. By signing an agreement with a company as strong as AZUD, we from the IMAT company, our idea is to bring the technology and the knowledge to implement this type of solutions in our country, in Nigeria, as well as other markets in West Africa. Okay, so in the upcoming days or in the upcoming weeks, we are going to start sharing with you a new arm in our platform, which we call the ATT, which stands for Agri-Tourism and Training. We want training to be very, very key in our solutions, in whatever we can offer. Okay, so our training would be composed in 3 different aspects. The first one comes with technological partners and people who can transfer knowledge, like Guillermo and his company, AZUD. Okay, anything that we bring from outside, from Spain in this case, it requires knowledge, it requires training. So any one of our technicians at the IMAT company, anyone who can help the end user and the customers, will be trained to be able to give out and share all the needs of the customer. For this, we're working hand in hand with AZUD, because we need the knowledge transfer from them to us. Okay. The second aspect would be to trade knowledge and training missions between Nigeria, between our market, and the countries that we're going to be involved with. Okay, so we want this ATT program to be both ways. We will bring in trainers to Nigeria. Guillermo has shared with us in the past many occasions in which they have trained in other countries. So we want to start implementing different types of agreements with universities, with agricultural associations, with trading schools, for this training to be implemented, for this transfer of knowledge and technology to be implemented in the country. So once we have the technology being used, we will be able to support this technology by transferring the knowledge on the equipment, by allowing students, allowing new agripreneurs to say, okay, now I'm ready to go ahead and try to start my own little business, or whatever initiative anybody can be involved in, not only in the agricultural world, but also, as Guillermo has said, in the industrial world, and as Tunde has shared with us as well, for the value chain of the food production. Okay, and finally, the third aspect of ATT would be, as the word says, agri-tourism and training. We want people from Nigeria and West Africa to travel in training missions to Spain, to the UK, to Italy, to the US, to be able to visit agricultural exploitations, to be able to visit water treatment plants, to be able to visit companies that implement the type of technology that we are bringing back to our country. So our ATT training planning will be in as I said, in 3 different ways: learning how to use the technology, being able to train people in Nigeria, and being able to travel outside of Nigeria to expand in that learning.
That we don't just sell boxes, we sell solutions, and that means that we really, Guillermo has talked about this as well, we really try to get under the bonnet of your challenge or your problem before we supply a solution. And then after we supply the solution, we're going to make sure that your people are trained, and we're going to provide an after sales service resource, which means that we become your partner to make sure that your project is successful. And so these things that we offer beyond just selling you the product are things that you cannot put a value on. But I will let Guillermo talk a little bit more about this debate between price and quality.
Thank you, Michael. But I think that inside of the value chain of every type of product or every type of consumable or every type of food, we are speaking about the same, no? Before Mr. Tunde spoke about the quality at the end of the process for the food, no? It's exactly the same for this type of products. Okay, we are speaking that the most part of our cases we are working with virgin materials. Virgin materials give us and provide some quality aspects, very important ones. Apart from that, we made every quality test in every point of the chain. So at the end of the product, we have made a tracking, traceability tracking of the product, and we assure that this one is inside of the standard of our company, that is not a bit, is a high standard one, and the standard of the European Union and the rest of the world. So we are sending something that is certificated. Okay, what is happening with another type of products is it the same situation when you are traveling in first class, in second and third, or is it the same situation when you are traveling in a beautiful 4x4 or another car that is not a beautiful 4x4? Or is it exactly the same when you buy something that is very, very, very cheap, but at 3 days after you have to buy it again because it has been spoiled or is broke? No, it's exactly the same. I don't want to speak about one quality product or another one. Is obviously it's at the moment that we spend a little bit of more of money, we assure some type of quality on it. For example, AZUD, in terms of filtration, we give 10 years of warranty for the manual filters. There is no other company who do that, okay? And we give 5 years of warranty in the automatic filtration. There is no other company who do that. In this point, we are speaking a high quality process, high quality products. No, it's simple as that. Another point, if I have some time, I would like to speak about the training process and the knowledge transmission that Santiago has spoke. Okay, like AZUD, some part of our business is training our people. We are training our dealers, our contractors, our engineers, and also we are training the future engineers and the future technicians and the future people that is going to the next generation. Okay, we are so proud because we are able to make an irrigation or hydraulic master class in a university, but we also do a practical class in a rural town, wherever, in South America, in Asia, in Africa, okay, working on the mood, working on the land, working together with the farmers, okay, from the universities, from the big companies until the crops, okay. We are in every step, we are ready for everything like this.
Thank you very much, Guillermo. I think and I believe that we've had a very interesting and enlightening conversation. And I would like to wrap up with this thought that we have all agreed that water is life, agriculture is life, and life is not cheap. So we would not ordinarily be talking about what is cheap, or we'll be talking about quality, because when we're talking about water, irrigation and filtration in agri and food business, it is about life, it is about upscaling life, it is about quality of life. And life in any area, whether it is at the rural community or in the urban community, it's not cheap. So we're not advertising what is expensive, we're advertising what is affordable, what is pertinent, what needs to be done now to sustain life. Sustainability of water projects is actually the sustainability of life in every area across the agri-food chain. So we want us to take that thought back to our tables at our offices as we look forward to AIMAT Co and AZUD coming to knock on the door to upscale this conversation, to provide for you a tailor-made solution to whatever challenges or issues that you will have or you may be having, or even before you do that next project. Please put a call to AIMAT and AZUD, and you can get inside the morning welcome. Thank you very much.